Today's horoscope, Scorpio January 31st, 2025. Discover your future with my daily horoscope for you about love, work, health, money and compatibility with other signs. The moon continues its transit of your home and family sector for part of today, encouraging you to rest and nest. Later, the moon moves into your sector of pleasure, joy, and expression, stirring a need to enjoy and express yourself. Emotional energy is stable today, but also quite positive and optimistic. You are enthusiastic, particularly about emotional, personal, and family matters, with the sun in harmony with lucky Jupiter. A positive show of support from people you care about may be in the offing. There is an eagerness to put something behind you. It's a strong time for thinking about improvement, what you can do to make yourself a better life. You may be looking at past projects that were abandoned. These could be revived with fresh thinking and a few edits. Your personal life, intimate relationships, and family or household matters are in particularly good form. You will feel literally on top of the world. Today could be the magic moment you've been hoping and praying for. Our great luminary, the Sun, will link in a gorgeous trine with mighty Jupiter, our great benefic, causing you to feel like you're ready to burst with joy. You'll feel like you're high on life and no dream is too big for you to conquer. Be sure to use this magnificently auspicious energy to make plans and promises with your one and only, especially around home or family-related situations. If single, be sure to dust off your hottest outfit and hit the town. Abrupt changes in your professional commitments will occur. Brace yourself when Uranus stations direct in Taurus today. The past few months may have alluded to what needs to or will eventually change in a professional arrangement. Depending on what you have done, the changes might be inevitable by today. The best way to handle this is to go with the flow instead of fighting whatever is changing. You will feel more empowered accepting that your commitments will be different, especially since the Sun in Aquarius will trine Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. The aspect of the day, metaphorically speaking, could be seen as the inventive and creative mother who can please and fascinate her children. What a perfect time to take your body into account and notice how you nourish it. Having a body is like having a child. In a way, we must notice and nourish it each and every day. The best way to begin to notice your body is to listen to it without judgment. If you do this, it will begin to tell you what it wants. If you are finding that there just aren't enough hours in a day, the energy from this creative day may offer you some solutions. Pull out your schedule and look for wasted time and loopholes. Consider where you are spending the majority of your hours at this point, and where you need a little more. Shift and shuffle until you get things where you want them to be. If you need a hand with this, seek out some advice from a friend or a colleague. Because the Sun will always be in your home and family sector at this time of year, and there will always be a new moon at some point during his month-long visit. This makes the opportunity this is bringing today for new beginnings and to draw a new line in the sand an ordinary event. However, this year, with the support of both Jupiter and Pluto, the planets of luck and change, and in a way that is especially good for financial matters on the home, family, or property fronts. While the moon is keeping you emotionally and intuitively engaged and aware, Mercury is keeping your head in the game and your feet on the ground. Even before the moon can return to your romantic sector tomorrow, there is something special building on the romantic front that is giving your heart and a growing sense of confidence and resolve. Meanwhile, in his last full day in retrograde motion in your relationship sector, Uranus is keeping your focus on the past while holding old doors open. Daily Planetary Overview. Immense changes may unfold as Uranus stations direct in Taurus today, bringing a wave of unpredictability and transformation. The past few months have been a time of deep reflection, where you've processed emotions, re-evaluated priorities, and perhaps even reconsidered aspects of your life you once took for granted. Now, as Uranus moves forward, you might notice a sudden shift. Something you've internalized could unexpectedly surface in ways you hadn't anticipated. You may find yourself saying or doing something that feels out of character, or reacting to situations in a way that surprises even you. This cosmic turbulence can shake things up, but rather than resisting it, embrace the unpredictability. Have you ever experienced a moment where everything changed in an instant, and though it was unexpected, it ultimately led you somewhere better? That's the kind of energy at play right now. Be kind to yourself as you navigate these shifts. Change, especially when it arrives suddenly, can feel overwhelming. You might be more engaged in conversations than usual, feeling the urge to express your thoughts and ideas. However, in your enthusiasm, you could unintentionally dominate discussions, speaking over others without realizing it. This isn't done with malice, but rather out of eagerness to share what's on your mind. Taking a step back and listening to others will not only strengthen your relationships but also help you gain valuable insight. Have you ever had a moment where simply hearing someone else's perspective completely changed the way you saw a situation? By practicing mindful communication, you allow space for mutual understanding and meaningful exchanges. There may also be an internal push and pull between what you want to achieve and the limitations you face in making those dreams a reality. You may feel a strong desire to break through barriers, to push past restrictions and prove that nothing can hold you back. While ambition and drive are essential, forcing things prematurely could lead to frustration or even setbacks. If you feel like you're hitting a wall, rather than exhausting yourself trying to break through it, consider stepping back and reassessing your approach. Have you ever worked tirelessly towards something, only to realize later that waiting for the right timing would have made all the difference? Patience and adaptability will serve you well right now. This also isn't the best time to make impulsive decisions, especially when it comes to commitments or agreements. If an opportunity presents itself, whether in business, relationships, or personal endeavors, take a moment to evaluate it thoroughly before jumping in. Sometimes, in the heat of the moment, excitement can cloud judgment. You might find yourself drawn to an enticing offer or an exciting new prospect, but if something feels off or rushed, trust your instincts. If things don't go exactly as planned, don't take it as a loss. Every experience, whether successful or not, carries a lesson that will guide you in the future. Financially, this is a time for caution. Unforeseen events could disrupt your plans, making it wise to hold on to your resources rather than making big purchases or investments. If you've been considering a major financial move, it may be best to wait until things stabilize. Have you ever acted on impulse with money, only to regret it later? By exercising patience and careful planning, you give yourself the flexibility to adapt when unexpected expenses or opportunities arise. Not all advice you receive will be sound, so trust your intuition and only follow guidance that truly resonates with you. On a practical level, this period calls for self-care. The demands of daily life can be exhausting, and right now, your body and mind need both activity and rest to maintain equilibrium. Prioritizing movement, proper nutrition, and moments of stillness will help you navigate this energy with clarity and resilience. Have you ever noticed how different your perspective feels after a good night's sleep or a nourishing meal? These small, mindful choices add up, creating a strong foundation for everything else you're working toward. Above all, this moment is about embracing change without fear. Life is unfolding in ways you may not have expected, but within this unpredictability lies immense potential. What's one area of your life where you're ready to welcome a shift? Trust in your ability to navigate whatever comes your way. The universe is guiding you toward growth, and as long as you remain open and adaptable, you'll find yourself exactly where you need to be.